Have you ever wanted to know just a little bit more about wine? Well, now you can listen to some of the top wineries and wine regions around this world as they tell us their stories that made them one of the key players in this world of wine.
Customers, South Australia's Barossa Valley is noted for the friendliness of its people, its scenery, and of course for its magnificent wine.
Seppeltsfield is a reflection of my great-great-grandfather's vision, the work that the family have endeavoured throughout their lives. It's also a place where there was a lot of laughter and a lot of joy. And that's reflected in the wine that's made here, and it's reflected in the lives of the employees who are still here today.
Seppeltsfield was always the jewel in the Seppelt family crown, and became the epicentre for one of the great wine families of this country.
There's obviously a lot of characters still here at the winery, but to me everything here has a story behind it. It doesn't matter what you look at, who you speak to. There's really just layers of stories and connections.
As a kid, I think one of the most exciting times was vintage time.
Vintage, when it's first beginning, is full of excitement and expectation.
It's a buzz, it's exciting, it's intense, it's stressful, but it's really about translating what the season's thrown at you.
And I still recall when the grapes used to come in and we'd spend days up in the vintage cellar with the horses bringing the wagons in, being unloaded by hand and fork and climbing over the loads of grapes. An experience which, even today, the smell of vintage is an inherent part of my life.
I think just about equal to that is to experience a vintage in the old Gravity Flow winery. That is one special cellar.
In 1878, a barrel of the best port from the vintage was placed in the cellar to mark the opening of the second stage of the main winery. Great-grandfather directed that it wouldn't be open for 100 years. In 1978, the first one was opened. It was the point at which people discovered what a wine of that age tasted like, because for the first time we were actually able to taste it and see what had been created.
The centennial tasting we've only just opened up. That's a really interesting tour. Never ever open to the public before. The centennial cellar was guarded by both family and corporate. We've decided that it is a national treasure. To both Australian guests and international guests, we open it up for what we call the Centennial Cellar Tour. And that tour, you get to see every barrel from 1878, from Benno's original vision, right through to the 2013.
The way I feel about the place is it's been here a long time before I have, and I'm confident that the place will be here in a long, long time to come. People, I think, such as me, who have always been pretty passionate about the property. It's great to be working here in this new era of private ownership under the leadership of Warren. I think all of this change that's occurred around us in the last few years has been really positive.
And I hope that my family can recreate and drive this beautiful business to the same level of passion that the Seppelt family did for 5 generations. That would be fantastic.